Sunday. I have my phone propped up on about 13 books, and I'm hoping it doesn't collapse over. Everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I know that one thing that is happening right now that I just wanted to make clear is that we are in pre-shadow period with Mercury. Mercury's about to go retrograde next week. Very curious if anybody's had anything happen. I think I mentioned in your forecast, in your August forecast, that a lot of people from the past will start resurfacing. They'll start floating back. So it's been very interesting for me because that's been spot on. I think that it's going to be a very interesting Mercury retrograde period. We're going to talk about that in your weekly forecast. But the other thing is one thing I didn't mention in all your forecasts, which I'll drop on Wednesday as normal. I didn't talk about Chiron. Chiron went retrograde a few days ago. Now, my guest that I'm bringing on board, very, very fitting. Okay, very fitting for this because Chiron, the wounded healer. If you think about the mythology of Chiron, the centaur, right? The medicine man, the healer, and Chiron represents, doing that spiritual work, especially when Chiron goes retrograde. Chiron's been in Aries a couple years now, 2018, but just went retrograde a few days ago. So everyone is really going to go within to tap into that spiritual warrior inside you, and even a sense of independence with Chiron and Aries. Remember, Chiron is with your North Node right now, but Chiron's going to be retrograde up until December. Now, this is a very important one because remember, Chiron was conjuncting that new moon, total solar eclipse in Aries that we had in April. So everybody's working on these energies. Everyone's doing healing work, and this is really exciting for you. Today we have a lot. We have a quarter moon. So for basically this week, you're going to be planning your next steps. A lot of y'all are already doing that. You're probably making fall plans. You're probably in the process of reassessing a lot of things in your life because there are a bunch of other planets retrograde. But Chiron, the wounded healer, going retrograde, and Chiron really goes deep back to childhood. And this is why I love having Alex join in a few minutes here, because that is the subconscious that we are talking about. And so a lot of y'all will be doing that. And you can see, whatever sign you are, where Chiron in Aries is. Remember, just follow your North Node. You can look in your birth chart, see where Chiron is in your birth chart too, as well. But that's the area of your life where you might be doing some healing and, even gaining a lot more independence, becoming your authentic self. But you will be going deep. You will be going deep. So I let's bring my guest on board. So I'm gonna bring her. Let me just let her know that we're ready to go. Hello, I thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, there she is. There she is. We are gonna bring in Alex. And again, YouTube only allows these guest hosts for live streaming on the phone. Alex, how are you? Good morning, Alex. If you're in the East Coast, is morning time. I know there's people from all over the globe here, but Alex, it's so great to have you on board. Now, Alex, I had met, interestingly, back when Chiron did move into Aries in 2018, something like that. Alex is amazing and really just has that natural ability to speak to people and to help people heal. And a lot of this is the subconscious. And, I talk about this a lot, especially in your readings, if it is a time astrologically, or if you see, in your spreads, the moon card come up, or even like the Nine of Swords. But a lot of it is a lot of things that we tell, we get into these places where we tell ourselves, we're not good enough, or I can't do this. It's all because of the subconscious. And I say we create these fears. Fear is fiction. But I'm going to let Alex talk a little bit here because Alex is the expert. She is the expert on this. Alex, do you want to give them everyone a little bit of background on you? I know you've been a hypnotherapist for 14 years. Hmm. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, do you, I mean, we can hear, I think that, I am getting some message, can't hear. I can hear you. Do you have your mic on? Oh gosh. Uh, are you connected to? Okay, try taking your mic off. So this is a great example of Mercury. It about to go retrograde. I think this happened last time with my last guest too. There was some errors when it came to communication. Mercury is a planet of communication and technology, which is why you will see a lot of these things happen. And it's so funny because Alex and I had actually walked through this many times. Can we hear Al? Can everybody hear Alex now? Some people can't even see you. Okay, okay, let's do it. So we'll see you soon. So the thing with Mercury retrograde, by the way, if anyone is having any technological issues, one thing that I think that I will do another live stream in a month when more just spirituality based, me channeling and whatnot. I did do some channeling this week, and there were why. So there is going to be. It seems like a bigger technology issue that's it's going to be coming up just to let you know. And of course, it's going to happen during Mercury retrograde, so I'm not surprised. But I'll talk more about that. Can we see Alex now? Can you hear her, Alex? Okay, I can hear you perfectly. That is so interesting. Okay, so Alex, this is some people are saying no video, no sound either. Um, okay, um, that is so crazy. Um, no sight or sound. That is okay. Let me see something real quick. Uh, okay, so nobody can actually see you or hear you. That's very interesting. I can see you perfectly. I can hear you perfectly. Um, and so you disconnected, reconnected. We tried that. Oh gosh. And now this is really interesting. Oh, you can even see the chats, can you? You can see the chats. That is so crazy. Okay. Um, can people still not hear her? Maybe the thing that I saw, maybe my vision was this. The wires. This is so crazy. Okay, so while you do that, I'm going to continue to talk about Chiron right now. Chiron, the wounded healer. So this is a week where a lot of people are going to start feeling that you are going to start healing, doing a lot of spiritual healing. And because Chiron has gone retrograde, now remember Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, those are up, they're all retrograde too. So really, and then Mercury going retrograde in a week, but shadow periods can be really strong. Remember, Mercury's going retrograde in its domicile on, I think it's August 4th. So you're going to start feeling, as we can see in live, like live right now, you're going to start feeling that happen. You're going to see it happen in your lives as well. But it is a great week, this week in particular, with the quarter moon, to just start planning your next step. And in order to plan, you want to go within. You want to really go deep. You want to see the things that you do want to surrender in your life. You want to really have that moment of, I always say this, go out in nature. That's where it's going to resonate. That's where it's going to really help, is when you are in nature, when you are touching a tree, touching a leaf, put your feet in the ground. I was just upstate. I think you saw that. I did the August live stream up in the Catskills, and I was barefoot that entire time. And so it really does something. It really restores you. I think I also mentioned that, from the dawn of time, right? We spent 85% of our time outdoors, okay, when we were, in our early stages as a species. And now I believe it is, the percentage is like 2% that we spend outdoors. So really connect with nature. Go out there in nature. It's a great time to do it, and that's going to help you reflect. I would also suggest having a journaling. That's something that I do every day. And sometimes you can look back at key moments, and I mentioned this in your forecast as well. Looking at key moments in your life where things were maybe a little bit like, and those are signs of those low energy frequencies. Is this a pattern that is happening in my life that I need to not avoid, but I need to really take a look at, really, come to grips with, and have that moment of closure or healing. All right. So a really big week where a lot of y'all will likely find yourselves in a place of healing. Okay. So that is something that I really want you to do this week as well. Remember, we are in Leo season. The sun is in Leo. Remember, I said the sun in Leo is really powerful. It's in its domicile. This is all about you being expressive. There's a lot of creative energy here as well. So you can find yourself being very creative. Jupiter and Gemini, don't forget that, with Mars and Gemini as well. We'll talk about that conjunction. That's going to happen in a few weeks from now. But Mars and Jupiter with Gemini is so strong, okay? And you may be feeling it. That's another thing, is that you could feel like restless right now, because this is what's happening. We've got Mars and Jupiter, two really strong planets, and Gemini, okay? And then we've got Mercury and Virgo currently, okay, even though it's going to go retrograde. And so we're talking about the nervous system here. We're talking about what rules the nervous system. And you could be really just, like really wanting to express yourselves. Remember, Sun in Leo, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. But at the same time, it can be really strong energies in general that you're going to be feeling this week while you do this healing. I would also suggest, I'm just kind of going right now. I'm just kind of going right now while Alex gets prepared. But the other thing is that I think I mentioned this in another live stream, is that I would be very, Mars and Jupiter and Gemini is very strong. Mercury and Virgo is in its domicile. The sun is in its domicile in Leo. And so there is this sense of a lot of confidence. There's a lot of confidence happening, confidence in words. So you may be in a place where you really want to say some things that could be really powerful. Remember, words are powerful, thoughts are powerful. So it really just comes down to your self belief. And when you have that power within you, belief is translated biochemically. And I've talked about this And I'm just riffing. I'm riffing. Are we ready to go? Oh, do we see? Okay, we see you now, Alex. We see you, but you're frozen. Okay.
You can see me
Okay. Well, we did for a second. Can people still see Alex? Okay, now. Okay, here we go. Um, You're a Virgo. I love that. Well, Mercury, yeah, definitely. You're definitely affected. You'll be affected with Mercury retrograde. And it's funny. I am not only I have Jupiter Gemini, but I also have my Moon in Virgo. I'm a Gemini rising, so Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini. So if there's anyone who can tell you how impactful Mercury retrogrades can be, it would be me. I really feel it, and this is all happening on my screen. Okay, so can you talk, Alex? Can people hear you now? Are we at a place where people can hear you? Can people? Okay, okay. So why don't we just keep going? And if you wanted to talk about your background real briefly again, because I don't think anybody heard you. Okay. Um, I don't think people can see or hear you again. Maybe. uh, you know what? Why don't we do this? Let me take off this. Okay, now talk. Maybe they can hear you on my phone. Uh, visual approach. Get into the right. This is so crazy. Okay, so maybe we might have to reschedule this because Mercury is retrograde. Or in shadow, will be retrograde soon. But I'm wondering if you can. Okay, can everybody hear me though? Can everyone hear me and see me? I think that they're saying that you're frozen and that they can't hear you. Unfortunately, I think that is a Mercury retrograde issue. So yeah, everyone can hear me. uh, yeah, 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 yeah. There's going to be a little bit more tech issues. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that people can hear or see you, so we might have to reschedule this once Merc is. Um, but yeah, so while everyone is here, if you want to just continue seeing if there's anything that you can do at your end, but why don't I tell everyone? So here's the other thing. While you're here, why don't I talk about this week? Okay, because I do the forecast for because I do your monthly forecast, I do 12 signs a week, and I don't have the time to do the first week. There really isn't anything other than Chiron going retrograde is a big thing this week. Of course, we have the moon transits. That's going to happen. The moon's going to be in Gemini. There's going to be, remember, I was just talking about power and words. There's going to be a lot of words. There's going to be a lot of words exchanged. So remember to be mindful about, I always say, be responsive, not reactive. Jupiter and Gemini, I was saying this earlier too. I think I mentioned this. There's sometimes like misinformation that will come out. I think we're seeing that a lot in social media as well. There's going to be a lot of things going through social media. So this is why it's so important to be in touch with your higher self and to be, using your intuition, because there can be a lot of misinformation that comes out there. There's going to be a lot of misinformation, and not all of it's going to be, what is the word? On purpose. It could be accidental. You might even see me. I might even say, I slipped up, I think, a few times and said July rather than August in my forecast. But just be mindful of that, whether something is, truly, meant to be what it is, okay? Because remember, Neptune is also retrograde 29 degrees in Pisces. So we have this cosmic weather right now that's very interesting. It is something that I want you to consider this week. Focus on yourself, focus on you and your spiritual healing and your growth, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. We do have another, I think it's Venus is going to be squaring Uranus. I would just be mindful of that. I think that's going to happen over the weekend. I don't have my calendar in front of me. But other than that, and I mentioned that in your monthly forecast, but other than that, I would definitely take this time to do some inner work, do some inner work. Okay. What else is happening this week? There is, uh, we've got Mars. It really is the Mars. You're going to feel fired up too. That's the other thing. You're going to feel really fired up. Mars, Jupiter in Gemini, even though these planets are retrograde, but a lot of it up here of the mind. Remember, Mercury is very, very active. You can see where Mercury is in your chart. So it's going to be close to the sun in your chart. But in any case, just keep that in mind with Mercury going retrograde. Has anybody had any technology issues? I've had a lot. I've had a lot. But remember what I said with Mercury retrograde, sure, you're going to start feeling it now. You're going to start feeling it now. Um, Even though it's happening next week, it is Mercury's in its domicile in Virgo, strong placement, very potent. You're going to start seeing people coming back from the past. I think that I mentioned that earlier. This morning, literally this morning, um, I got a LinkedIn invite from someone I went to high school with, a good friend that I went to high school with that we had lost touch. I mean, this is a long time ago, so it was really a pleasant surprise for me. It was very exciting to receive that, and so I'm excited to reconnect, and that's going to start happening. I think that a lot of y'all are going to understand that. Does anybody have any questions as well? You want me to answer any questions? The other thing that while I was channeling this week, it's just something that comes to me. I do get visuals or whatnot. We are going through a big shift right now. You may see that happening. We have a lot of water energy. You may see some activity around water as well.
in terms of, water signs, but this is a big time for change. I don't want to, give away your readings I just did, but we have a lot of mutable energy as well. And that's really, being flexible, adapting. I feel like a lot of y'all are going through change. You're going through big change. And I am going to do, oh, don't forget, next weekend, it's just me, by the way, next weekend, I am going to talk about what you can expect for the next 6 months. Okay? Next 6 months, very different from the first half of the year. So that's going to be a live stream, but just me. All right, just me talking to you about what to expect for the next 6 months. I may do one for the next 2 years. I'm sure that you've seen, I mean, we're all here for a reason, right? We're all here for a reason. We're all vibrating together. We're co-creators in general, right? So you probably have seen that a lot of people have talked about 2025, a very pivotal year. And it doesn't matter if it's, an astrologer, someone that works in finance, someone who is, in divination, tarot reader, does not matter. Everyone is talking about 2025. It is a big year. And yes, astrologically, a big year. I'll do a separate video on that, but we have a lot of pretty much all the outer planets are moving. Okay. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. There's a lot of other things happening next year, 2025. And that's going to be temporary. They're going to go permanent in 2026. And we're just going to get this glimpse, right? We're going to get this glimpse. Anyway, what is I know I can talk. I remember I'm a Gemini rising. I can talk. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions about what's going on with Chiron, you becoming your spiritual leaders, moving, and when I say that, moving in the direction of a higher frequency? We all have the power to choose. Choosing love, choosing gratitude, choosing compassion. That's the frequency you want to vibrate at. You're going to attract those energies. You're going to be able to attract the things that you want. Okay, that's the whole cookie in the jar. All right, that's the cookie in the jar. And so it's leaving those low energy frequencies, and then you also with the collective raise your frequency using other people's. And so I feel we are at a time where there is this big spiritual evolution as well. And I'll talk more about this. And I should schedule it today when I do the live stream. I still haven't thought about a name of the series of monthly live streams where I channel and I talk about, energy and spirituality and whatnot. Maybe you're good. I don't know. Iced tea with Jimmy. I don't know. But I think that we're moving in a new direction. We're moving in a new direction. I hope you can feel it. I don't know. Do y'all feel it? Y'all feel it? You feel this big burst of spiritual energy that's happening? I think that we're moving toward, you also have to remember that Pluto, this is it for Pluto and Capricorn. This is it. We just came out of those 2 full moons in Capricorn. Oh my goodness. And then, conjuncting Pluto. And then Pluto is moving back into Capricorn for a tiny bit, starting in September to November. All right. Structures, I'll talk about it. But we're moving in a new era with Pluto having moved into Aquarius. It's going to be there permanently starting in November for 20 years. That's big. Aquarius is the humanitarian. I'm an Aquarius. So anyway, y'all, what else is going on? All these questions are coming in fast. Wow. Katie, you asked, can you teach us about rising, etc. means? I'm always confused when you say about we can read for them rising sign is, you guys, it's the easiest way to explain it, you may hear a lot of people say is that, the sun is who you are and the rising is, how the world sees you. But it's a lot deeper. And again, plan to have someone on board come in and talk about rising signs, because I think it's a lot more fun when there's, you know, a conversation happening. Unfortunately, it didn't happen today with Alex, and I'll have her back when everything's fixed out of Mercury retrograde. But that's tracking the movement of the planets based on your personal chart. Now, it doesn't mean that it excludes the sun sign, okay? Doesn't mean, so what I say is you want to merge the two. You actually want to take the moon as well. Moon, intuition, emotion, feelings. You want to take all of that nurturing side of you, and it completes the story, okay? It's like you're baking a cake. You need ingredients. Ingredients is your rising, your sun, and your moon. Boom, there you go. Cake, you got your cake. So rising is really important. You can get it from your birth chart. And you also want to see where you have a concentration of planets in your chart as well. That, you know, also tells a story as well. I am predominantly like air in my chart, so I'm all up here. I'm all up here. But yes, I am Gemini rising. I have Jupiter and Gemini. And then I have, you know, a lot of Aquarius energy as well. So I'll do a bigger live stream on that. I'll do a bigger live stream on that. We'll talk about that. I'm going to bring someone else in because it's just going to be a lot more fun if you know, having someone else where we have a conversation about it, because I think that's going to be more exciting for y'all. And so, yes, definitely read your rising. So when I actually do your forecast for every sign, when I talk about the aspects that are happening, yes, it is definitely going to impact your rising a little bit more than your sun. But again, you don't want to disclude your sun. There's a whole reason behind it. And, you know, I just don't want to go that deep into it. And that's why I say it's just 50-50. It's your sun and rising that completes the story. When you see something happening, for instance, in or, you know, if something doesn't resonate with you when you read your sun sign, it's because it's all happening with your rising. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why people are so used to, or, you know, trained, and oh gosh, Alex would have been perfect to talk about this, the subconscious here. When horoscopes came out, was this the early 1900s, at the turn of the century, when they came out in newspapers, it was only sun signs. It was only sun signs. So for over a century, our brains have been trained to think only the sun sign is that important. It's not. It's not. And, you know, I worked in media. I think a lot of y'all know that I was a journalist for a really long time. And so I know how print works. There's word count. All right. So you can't do in newspapers sun horoscope and rising horoscope. It just wouldn't make sense. You're allotted certain word count. And so that's why it was only just sun signs. And it just made sense at the time. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm an Aquarius, but I mean, when you see me, you probably think I'm a Gemini. I can talk. Communication. Remember, Geminis are the communicators. They're the communicators. And a lot of other things too. A lot of other things. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna. I love connecting with you. I'm just so. I wish that Alex could have joined us, but maybe we'll do one where it's not a live stream. You know, you can have a guest on board. I can do a pre-recorded one with Alex as well. Again, it's not as fun because you don't get to be there with us and have that chat. But yeah. Any questions? Any questions? Ooh, Nora, you got Chiron and Taurus. But where? Oh, there's Alex. Theta Spring Hypnosis. Oh, you got it at a critical degree. You got it at 0 degrees. You know what's really funny, Nora? My Chiron is also in Taurus. Yeah, 12th house. Woo. Yep, up here. I told you everything in my charts is up here. The 12th house is the subconscious. It is intuition. It's everything beyond the physical plane. It is dreams. Okay, that's why I get like a lot of vivid dreams. I also have Mercury opposite my Mars widely. Okay, widely. Let's keep it that way. Um, but it is also. Did I say the subconscious? I said the subconscious. 12th house is very interesting. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes in the 12th house. A lot of it is hidden enemies as well, the 12th house. So, it is working with those energies, especially with what Taurus represents, right? But you've got to look at your entire chart, but Taurus, the finance sign, but, Taurus is Venus ruled as well. So, love, relationship. I mean, everything is different for everybody. Um, Kat, you said you're a Taurus with Mercury in your sixth house. What does that mean for me? Well, I got to look at your entire chart. But listen, that is a lot of. Wait, I say that again. I already missed it. You're Taurus in your sixth house. So you're six. But what planets there? Uh, Anybody working on things that you're going to let go from your subconscious? I know it's such a hard thing to really, that's why it's good to just take 20 minutes out of your time. 20, that's it. Just say 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 30 minutes thinking about like, okay, this is something that I've been putting to the side, or this is something that I know is causing maybe a little bit of, distance with this person, or there's low energy frequencies here. If your frequencies were matching with someone else that you care about, you love, someone within your orbit, then you're on the same frequency. But if it's not, then that's something that you may want to think about, okay? And rooting from the subconscious. And it is all those things. When I said rooting from the subconscious, a lot of it's going to be traced back to childhood, things that you've been told, things that could have happened when you were a child, things that you saw, things that made you feel that you were not good enough. There's not one person in this world that can say they haven't had a challenging experience when they were a child. There's not a person. Everybody is different, and everybody has a different purpose. And so these are those wounds that you have to work with. Okay. My Chiron, actually, with the fact that Chiron is in Aries, this is very interesting because remember, Aries is in the North Node. My North Node is in Aries. I'm sorry, my South Node is in Aries. And so you can look back to even like your past lives if you're into that, okay? And this is why intuition is very helpful. When I was really young, I was always this very intuitive. I always saw things, I always kind of knew things, but I would see my past life. I didn't know. I didn't know what it was until when I was a little bit older. I saw a tarot reader, and this is one who did past lives, and shocked me when she said exactly what I had seen. And so it's very interesting here. It's very interesting here. Um, Laura, you said, huh, okay. Oh, wow. These went really fast. I can't even. Alex, I love that she's joined. So Alex is here. She's on as theta spring hypnosis. Some coping mechanisms become obsolete, but hard to shift, causes subconscious mind. Oh, all of that, all of that. Christopher, you said you remember loads from childhood, from the pram up, loads out of body stuff too. Oh, that's great. Yes, those are amazing. When you are in this deep state, oh my goodness, yes, you can have those outer body experiences, and not in a trippy way or anything, but something transcendent. All right, you can uh how do I say this? You can see things. You can see yourself sleeping. You can see it's really cool. It's really crazy. It's cool and crazy. And that is the other thing. Don't take things to bed with. Okay, that's the last thing I'm going to say before I leave and answer some questions here. When you go to sleep, and I do talk about this a lot with the Nine of Swords and the Moon card. Those two cards, well, it depends on where they are in your spread. But the Nine of Swords, the one with the person up in bed and the swords stacked over his head, that is a good sign when I'm compelled to tell you, don't take things to bed with you that are causing worry, anxiety, fear, because you're going to hold on to that energy. And I always talk about theta brainwaves. Okay. I do that because when I drink from the water, I know that I still need to entertain you, or my iced tea. So when you go to sleep at night, when you're drifting, that sweet moment, you go from conscious to unconscious. You know that moment? Like you're drifting right into that sleep spot. You're disconnecting with your conscious, okay? But your brain's still working. Your brain's still functioning. You can send it messages, all right? So you want to be able to send it these high vibration frequencies, THETA. You can send messages to your subconscious, the things that you want to attract, the things that you want in your life. You can do this every night. That's why I say put a vision board up, in your bedroom. You put in your bedroom, that's the last thing you're going to see before you go to bed. It already puts your mind in this state. And when you wake up, it's the first thing. It sets your day. The first thing that you see, everything that you want to attract, everything that makes you feel good. Y'all get that? I'm here to help you. I'm here to help as an Aquarius. Okay. Oh, I love it. And so Alex is she's in the chat answering questions. If you got questions for her, she's answering them. One of the things when I was talking to Alex earlier in terms of what do people come to her for? What is the biggest thing in 2024? Why are people coming to Alex seeking treatment, seeking hypnosis? I'm gonna let you answer. Does anybody know the question or the answer to that question? Well, she already answered it. Anxiety and fear. So those are things that, again, I say it all the time. Fear is fiction. You can work with these energies. Now, I know that's also easier said than done. We go through those periods all the time, but that's why I'm stressing this week. Do that healing. When you do that healing, when you vibrate at a high frequency, none of that matters. You're impervious. You're like Deadpool, or maybe not like Superman, Supergirl, one of those. Okay, and then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But it's something that sometimes you need a little bit more time working on because some things are so deeply rooted in your subconscious. And when you take the time to unroot them, you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. You're going to be cool. You're going to be great. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything that's happening? I should probably give you a heads up that we do have a new moon in Leo coming up next weekend. Set intentions. Set intentions. And we say that because it's all about taking that action. You got to take that action. You got to vibrate at a high frequency. I say this all the time. And I will say it every time. You're already manifesting. You're already vibrating. Everyone is made of energy. Everybody, down to the molecular level. This goes back thousands of years. Also, it's quantum physics too. And so therefore, because you're vibrating, you're already manifesting, but you want to vibrate at a high frequency. Remember, I said it's a spectrum. That's high frequency, low frequency. When I tell you to take action, set intentions, that puts you in that mode. Yes, I want to attract this. I want to attract that. This is what I want in my life. It's what I want in my life. Another thing about your readings I'm going to drop this week is that we do have Lionsgate that's coming up. I briefly talked about it in your forecast this week because I feel like everybody already y'all know what Lionsgate is. Or if you don't, let me know. But I just feel like that is something that I didn't really need to expand on. But one thing that I forgot to say, because Mercury is in shadow, In some signs is that this year it's big. It's August 8th, 8-8. Okay, it's this portal, right? Energetically happening during Leo season. That's why it's called Lionsgate. But this year it's so big. It's so big because 8-8, but 2024 equals 8. So it's 8-8-8. Hello. It's happening right just days, days after the new moon in Leo. Okay. Oh, some of y'all are not. Okay. Laura, you're amazing. Thanks for becoming a member. Y'all, that's the other thing. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for becoming members. It obviously means a lot to me when y'all become members. I love building this community, and it just shows, I always talk about gratitude, and that's why I always want to put something out there and do extra things for y'all as well, especially members, because you're showing this gratitude. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Karen, you said, do we have info for Alex's website? Yes, I will publish this, and I'll put it in the but she'll probably read it here, but I'll put her website and everything. Oh, and she is giving a discount, but I'll have her to everybody, to anybody for one-on-one sessions. I'll put that in the code. I think it's just the tarot ship. It's the tarot ship. But I would definitely have Alex back where we can actually hear her, okay? Where we can actually hear her. We can hear Alex because she's got some great things to say. And we were going to do, we went through this hypnotherapy, hypnosis exercise that you can do on your own. Oh, gosh. It's so amazing. But Alex, we're going to save it for when you're back, when we have that, okay? Danny, you asked, will you put out a separate Mercury retrograde video? I already have one. Danny, I have one. It's in the playlist. It says bonus videos, but I put it at the end of, it's an end screen at the end of whatever sign you're watching. And I made that Mercury retrograde video last year. It is while Mercury was retrograde in Virgo last year too. So it's all the same information. All this, it's Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Yara, you said with Mercury and Mars in my 12th house. Oh, that is a very Mercury retrograde moment. Your message just boom. Teresa, you asked, do you do private sessions? I am fully booked up for the year. I will let you know if I do continue, but because as most people know, I already work full time. I do your videos on the side. I do these live streams on the side. So it's hard for me to do private readings on top of 60-70 hours a week of work that I'm doing. So I will let you know, but I am completely booked up for this year, and I will let you know if I continue that. I said in another live stream that I'm here for the collective. I want to focus on the collective, but I will make I do every Sunday a community post. Okay, so that's where I have the news and announcements. So y'all definitely next week though I will talk about the next 6 months and what you can expect for the next 6 months. Okay, so what else? All right, so yes, I think that is. Is anybody asking any? Katie, you asked what kind of hypnosis she does. I'll put the link to her website at the chat. Oh, she's already writing you. Okay, she's already writing you. Lionsgate portal. A lot of people are asking about the Lionsgate portal. So, okay. This is okay. So think about the number 8. So it's happening 8-8. So first 8-8-8. So you got 8-8-8. I mean, in numerology, just breaking down the number 8. That is 2024 is the year of 8. It's prosperity, it's success. But this is something that's been it's been considered for thousands of years. We're going back thousands of years. This is when the Egyptians looked at the sky. They said, or people looked at the sky and they're just like, the pyramids are pointing at Orion's belt. Exactly. And 8-8 is when like the sun, Earth, and Sirius, big star, okay, all align. All right, Orion's belt. It's a portal. We consider a portal. It's linked to knowledge, spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening. Remember, it's happening in Leo. All right. 8, the infinity symbol. All right. So this is being in touch with your spirit guides. This is higher mind. This is a day where you may feel a burst of energy because it's happening with the new moon in Leo. So that's what Lionsgate Portal is. All right, that's what Lionsgate Portal is. It's a very, very so it really is more about the energy that you that energy. You're going to feel that burst, but again, that's going to happen between the week of the August 4th to August 11th. And then, as you know, we've got the Mars-Jupiter conjunction. We got all the Saturn squares coming up. Mid-month is going to be, it's going to be a little quicksandy. It's going to be a little quicksandy. But y'all have walked through quicksand. You got this. You got out of that real fast. Okay, so Katie, you said great. Can you ask Jimmy to put your contact? Yeah. I'm gonna do that. Peace, be still. You said Lionsgate, the strength card in tarot. Yes, you can consider that. The strength card is attributed to Leo and strength. So Leo. Think about Leo. The sun rules Leo, and so there's that life force, and there's that courage, and there's that leadership. And so you might actually feel that week just really, really amped up. Remember, Sun in Leo is also very dramatic too. We've got the Sun in Leo right now. Things could be very dramatic, especially with all the retrogrades. Mercury going retrograde soon. Obviously, today was very dramatic. It could also be things that you're reading, things that you're seeing, but also communication. Also, you could be dramatic in the way that you're speaking to people. There's things that you want, messages you want to get across. All right, so it is. August is going to be a month to remember. Going to be a month to remember. All right, so should I buy a Labradorite or with that? Oh, that just left. Okay, so anybody have any other questions? Christopher, you said so many great comments, understanding the comments. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and I'm trying to keep up. It keeps going really fast because remember, this is on my phone, so I only get to see like 2 to 3 messages, not even. Where are we? Alex, you asked, are there good crystals for this time? I did I did a video on crystals. That's a great question. I did a video on crystals, which you can find. Oh, Danielle, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, a bagel with my tea. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I really do appreciate it. But crystals, I did a video on crystals, my favorite crystals. You can find that also in my playlist, the best crystals or my favorite crystals. I point out 5. I always, by default, go with quartz. I'm wearing today tiger. I mean, you can see here. I'm gonna stand up. Around me. I mean, it depends on. I've noticed that some people resonate with certain crystals, and so even though they're, a lot of them have, their own history behind them, it really depends on what you resonate with. But you can go to the video that I did, and I do explain my favorite ones. I think that they're more universally, this is great for you. This is great for you. Okay. That's great for you. Okay. So, but yeah, quartz, I know it's so basic, but it's just still like for me, when I meditate, when I channel, I have quartz. That's what helps. Okay, that's what I hold in my hands when I'm there. Okay, so but quartz is known to be, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel any crystal. Don't forget putting your water. I have crystal in me. We got our pineal glands. We got crystal, but put in your water. You're gonna energetically, um, in your water bottle, whatever it is, and then pour it in a glass. So you don't, because it's a crystal. But that I feel like really helps. But I did do a video. I'll leave a link in the description box after this, to that video as well. Carol, yes, that's a good one. Alex, you said make sure they are tumbled if you put crystals in water. Yep. Sheila, tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday. I love watching your videos. Thank you for being you. I really appreciate it. Well, Sheila, thank you for being you, and thank you for being a member. You're amazing. Happy birthday. I hope you're doing something very exciting for your birthday. Wow, you are well, you're a Leo, so you got things happening. I hope you're having a really great birthday season. Danielle, you said you've been wearing smoky quartz. I don't feel anything. Does that mean that might not be real? It depends on where you get it. Yes, there is. It depends on where you get it. I think that, again, it comes down to what you resonate with. Like, you would really feel it. But I think that everyone's different, and I just feel more. I feel different crystals more. Like, I feel the energy a little bit more from them. So it really, really depends. Okay. Your videos make me so happy. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that they do. Yeah, and I love, and I love doing these videos from you. That's the other thing. Like, I think that I've gotten so many new subscribers. They don't know that when I started out, I barely was getting like 10 views a video. I was lucky, a year into it, get like 100 views a video. But when you go after what you're passionate about, I mean, you'll see, like, things will happen for you. Okay. And I am so passionate about this. And I say it all the time. Astrology and tarot are just tools. I love both. I love more guiding people, helping people. That's why I'm in it to win it. That's what I'm here for. And I hope that you can see the passion in me when I do your readings. I really do, because it is something that I truly feel that, some people, I mean, if you want to go really meta, I feel like, I was here to, be that person. I was put on earth to be that person. Maybe I'm maybe I'm that centaur. Maybe I'm Chiron. Maybe I'm reincarnated as that centaur who helped Hercules and all them. Anita, you're the first time watching a live. Great, welcome. You're such a gift. Also, Anita, you're a gift too. Thank you so much for you're so sweet. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Even like I said earlier, words are so powerful, and just hearing and seeing and you write that already has this big impact on me. So I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all you're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um Yari said you were put on my path. Oh, well, we're here. We're here. I'm glad. Okay, well, okay, your message just left. There. Now it's going fast. Okay. Okay, Tanya, your first time live. That's thank you. So I'll do another one next week. I'm gonna start doing these on the weekends. I'll do a little bit more. I really, really love connecting with y'all. I feel like there is a difference between me talking to a camera, recording it, putting it up, and actually like interacting with you like this. I love this, and I think that it's something that's very special. Okay, and I hope that you feel that connection. I am here for the collective. We're in it to win it. We got this. We got this. So I'm gonna let y'all go because I got to run now. I'm looking at the time. I was like, oh, so I apologize for the technical issue with Alex. We'll have her back on board. I know she's leaving comments in here in the comments section. Y'all have an amazing week. Thank you so much for joining. We will redo this. Remember, here's the thing. Listen, and I say this all the time. Remember, with Mercury going retrograde next week, you're gonna start feeling it now. You're gonna start feeling it's a strong one. Mercury and Virgo, this is a strong one. But remember, it's you want to be responsive, not reactive. You saw I didn't like, break my mug when the thing happened. You just kind of you grin and bear it. You handle it with grace, and you move forward, and you work with those energies. But anyway, y'all are amazing. Have an amazing week. Remember, Chiron retrograde work. Go within. Go touch a tree. Go touch a tree. Go put your feet in grass. Wanting you to do all of that. And then next week, yes, we will be here. I forget what day is it. Is it Saturday or Sunday? I think it is. Oh, I think it's Saturday. We're going to talk about the next 6 months. Yeah, it is Saturday, next Saturday. Well, I think it's the same time, okay? Because it's the day before the new moon in Leo and Mercury going retrograde and Venus moving in Virgo. It's a big day. So we're going to do that before. We'll do some, we'll get you stoked about the new moon, setting those intentions. But I will talk about the next 6 months, okay? Live, you can ask me questions. You do it, all that fun stuff, But thank you so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. And I thank you so much for your comments. Thanks for taking the time to be here again. We'll have Alex back when Mercury goes direct, all right? When Mercury goes direct. So y'all, I'm going to her website and in this description box, okay? All right, everybody, have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Okay, and I got to figure out how to turn off this live. I got to okay, there we go. I think that, okay. Bye, y'all. Have a great weekend. All right, thanks. Thank you so much, too. Thank you so much, and we'll have Alex back. All right, thanks so much, y'all. Bye-bye.